All right, can you hear me now? Okay, hopefully this holds up. Not sure what happened there. It said in YouTube the whole time it was saying excellent connection, but then whenever I was watching, I did see that it kept cutting out, so I don't know. I guess it was decent timing. We're middle of news. So I wasn't looking to trade anyways. All right, after the dark zone, settlement is ripe. Man, that was a 763 all the way up to 9, almost a 200-point shoot straight up. 200-point shot. So now, and let's see where it wants to go from there. I don't know what's going on with this stream. Is my audio still cutting in and out? Yeah, I may need to start streaming in a couple of different places in case one drops. Tyler, I don't know if if you can hear me, but the flux levels, I usually refresh them manually about 5-10 minutes after news like that. Just F5. And if you're going to be trading by 10 a.m., y'all, there's that high impact news at 10 a.m. as well. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into maybe streaming on the Facebook as well or somewhere. I don't have a Twitch, but I might need to. Discord, something. That way there's a backup going. But I think this is really only like the second time this has gotten like this. It's still annoying. All right, let's see. Might want to go long. Simplicity's trying to go long. There was technically a long entry there. Let's see if I can make this larger. Angled up, broke the high. So it's technically long now. Let's see if it'll make a nice little run up. Oh, yeah? Nice. Would you take some sniper scalps off of there? Got double 30 tick ZOIs on it and a dynamic magnet. So yeah, nice level. All right, busting through, heading to that ice level.
Double cluster NQ.
$10,900. Yeah, there's Daryl Wall there. Oh man, this thing's just shooting up. Triple dynamic magnets now. There was I think 3 different news reports: employment, unemployment, and I don't remember the other. Yeah, there you go. Keith got it. Yeah, 10 a.m. more high impact news.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
All right, it's definitely bouncing off these dynamic magnets here. Couple times, third time. Let's see if it wants to break it. Or we have ODD forming here on the 30 tick. Pushed a little bit higher. We have 26% of the volume. So let's see if this decides to push it down. So I'm not going to take an LRE here because this ODD pushing down. Don't want to go against that. And we have 4-bar chop on the 50. So if this bar closes down, I mean, it could be coming down to test 900 again. Just a couple of reasons why I wouldn't want to go back long against this right now. Didn't quite get to an LRE. Got close. But either way, I didn't like going against that ODD on the 30 tick and a potential breakout on the 50 tick. Yeah, if it continues long, that's definitely what I would want it to do, is to break all this long and then come back and test it and take a pullback off of that. There's not much of a target above that, though. There's a red eye block up there on the 30 tick. Standalone eye block. And if it broke this area, I'd expect it to go get that red eye block. Institutional block there. Hey, welcome, Michael. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so, I mean, I basically only trade the pre-market 1 hour before the open, just due to my schedule right now. But, yeah, I mean, I don't, okay, 1 second. We're trying to break this area, this top here. Or we did break it. Let's see if it keeps running a little bit. $9.39 would be a breakout bar long on the 50 tick. So, and we got it. So now let's see if we... Man, this thing is zooming. Not sure we'll even get a pullback all the way.
Double cluster NQ. Potential SLZ on NQ.
It's going to go hit that eye block before it even pulls back.
Potential setup V on NQ. Potential TX on NQ.
The eye block is right there, this dotted line. That's the eye block on the 30 tick.
SLZ on NQ. Setup V on NQ.
Wow, and it just laid another eye block. It's already rare enough to get one eye block on the 30. And as it made its way up, it just laid another red institutional block right there, right below it. This may be... Let's see what happens. Yes, I only trade NQ. I don't trade at ES. When I do trade after the open, sometimes if NQ is just way too wild, then I'll go to YM. ES just too slow for me. All right, we may be coming back down to this dynamic magnet, but I was going to say this eye block may stop it.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
It's pulling down hard.
A setup V on NQ.
It's going to blow right through. Let's see if it pops up from here a little bit. If this dynamic magnet holds. We got a green eye block here too. So tighten it up a little bit. I'm going to continue to trail. Okay, this is
Double cluster NQ.
going to stay right behind this. It's going fast. That was a little bit too fast for me to trail, but that was a nice 45 ticks right there. Dang, I was trying to tighten up a little better, but that thing was just kind of zooming, if you could see. But that was nice. That dynamic magnet held up. Look at that. It barely broke this. That was a little intense, I'm not going to lie. But it barely broke this red eye block. And I didn't... Let's see if I can pull up my simplicity chart. It's kind of hard to see because it's so zoomed out. But it didn't quite make... It did, but I couldn't get filled right at that dynamic magnet because that's where my entry should have been. But then it laid this green eye zone. So that made me feel really good. It has a red eye zone and green eye zone. And with those clusters there, my stop was just below that dynamic magnet. So I felt really good about that one. And man, that thing just kind of shot up there, and I was trying to tighten up here. As soon as it popped up here, I was trying to tighten up right below, but I couldn't even get it that quick. Well, okay, so the big bars are good in that situation. Yeah, I did Vegas. I have my positions on another screen, so it's definitely everything's closed. That was the first thing I checked with all those notifications popping up left and right. Everything is closed. Man, it copied that across all my accounts. So that made for a really good one and done right there if I don't get anything else. 45 ticks. My target is really 50 ticks for the day. But if I get anywhere near 50, I usually call it a day. I could risk 15 more ticks. And if I lose, I would end the day with 30, which is still good, with the potential of getting more. But we'll just see what happens. But anyways, I was saying a big bar like that. So if you're taking a simplicity entry, you don't want to go with a big bar like that. Because a lot of times what will happen is when a big bar shoots down, then it'll pop back up. So that's why you don't want to take a simplicity entry with a big bar down. So for example, we have this potential short setting up. Potential short, or we do have a short. But let's just say on a short, let me try to zoom this in a little better. If you can see this, let's just say on a short, we had just a big bar that dropped down. You don't want to enter here because most likely it will do a little bit of retracement before it just goes, if it does go. So in the opposite way, if you're looking for a pullback and it's heading down and you get a big bar to shoot up, then you may want to enter there because it most likely will give another bounce down, and then you could trail it or hit a target, just like what happened here. Shot up, but then ran up, but then we had a big bar down, and then it pulled up before heading back down, if that makes sense. Oh man, Jim, hate to hear that. I don't know if you saw, so I actually had to pull my stop down a little bit manually because, let me see. When I got in here, my stop 944, my entry 944.25. My stop was just above the dynamic magnet. So I don't know if you saw, I grabbed it and I moved it back behind it. So that's the reason why I didn't get stopped out on that one. I moved it behind this dynamic magnet, hoping that my dynamic magnet would hold up. So just a little tip. Sometimes it is okay to go ahead and risk a few more ticks if there's a place to put your stop behind to protect your entry. Great. Yeah, I'm glad it made sense. As I was talking about that, Jean, I was thinking, I hope this is making sense the way I'm explaining it, because I know how I'm trying to, I know what I'm thinking. I just hope it's coming out making sense. No, Thumper, I'm not watching the US dollar right now. So, as I mentioned, again, y'all are going to always hear me talk about risk management, money management. And by the way, I don't know if y'all heard me the other day. I said I'm working on a tool that it's going to be a money management tool. I'm getting developed. So I think I know it's going to help me a lot. I think it's going to help a lot of people. But anyways, that's why money management is so important, because if y'all remember, this is my third trade of the week. Tuesday, I had a win, small win, 13 ticks on this challenge. Wednesday, I had a loss of 18 or 19 ticks. And then today, I'm up 45 ticks. So it completely washed out that loss. You know, it's not the best week that I wanted, but I mean, we're back in the green. Let's see. So that's a $225 one contract right now, that trade for $225. You can see that right there on the little bottom right. So, you know, copied across multiple accounts, multiple contracts, that adds up real quick. $9:01. I got about 15, 20 minutes left in my session. For me to take another trade, it's got to be a really good one. But being on a Friday and I'm up 45 ticks, I may not take another trade. We'll see.
Double cluster NQ.
That's the one thing I like about the Apex sniper system. This whole system that you're seeing is that it is all based on orders for the most part, except for this chart on the bottom left, the simplicity chart. That's implied volatility and price action. But other than that, when I'm reading the 10 tick, 30 tick, these two charts are based on orders, and the order prints are based on what's actually happening, in the market. And we know what moves the market is an imbalance of orders. So yeah, there's other factors that can shake and move the market, news, different things. But that's why I like, I don't trade the news. I like a steady, rhythmic movement of the market. That way it should, based on the orders and order prints, react exactly what you think it should, with what you're reading with the order prints. And most of the time it really does. That's why I really, 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 really love this system. I feel like I have an insight inside of what's happening directly with the orders.
Double cluster NQ.
That's also why these trades are just these, such little scalps. And sometimes you could trail a nice runner, but for a second there, I thought that trade I was in was just going to take off on me.
Set up B on NQ.
And that would have been really nice. Because I thought when it popped up here, I really thought I was going to shoot up to this area up here. It's kind of what I was trying to tighten up here to give it to let it go, but
Double cluster NQ.
now we're really sideways. If you see the simplicity chart, it's screaming at me that I am not interested in any trades right now. 50 tick chart, same thing, screaming at me, do not trade. 30 tick chart, forming a little bit of a range here. Coming back down to test those triple dynamic magnets. You can almost see a clear lazy Z happening. Resistance back here, resistance, breakthrough, come back down. Took my trade. come back down, support, come back down, support. And then right here, we'll see what's going to happen. Very clear resistance turn to support on the 30 tick.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential setup A on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup A on NQ.
Are you talking about on my trade, John? Nope. I don't have a target set on my trades on my ATM. So I only have my stop loss and I trail and I move my stop based on wherever. Once the trade goes 20 plus ticks, 25 or so ticks, I move to break even. And then what I do is I tighten up at different levels or targets or different areas. I'll just tighten with my stop. That way, if it wants to run, then I just let it run and I'll trail behind it. But I didn't always do that. When I first started doing LREs for the longest, I had a set target of like 20 to 25 ticks pre-market. And then after I got, better reading and taking trades and stuff, I removed that because there is a lot of times where they run and they take off more than that 20 to 25 ticks based on order prints and targets and levels. So after that, I removed the target and I'll just trail it. And, like for example, if price was coming down to this level here and I took an LRE up here, as it's coming down here, then, I'll tighten up. I'll be behind this area. And as it hits this, I'll tighten up either to the dashed line on simplicity or just tighten up a little bit to give it a little wiggle room in case it breaks like it did here. And then like now I would put my stop behind this mini magnet on the 10 tick, this mini magnet cluster. And I just look for areas. And then since it's hitting this Darrow wall, I would just kind of leave it here to see if it wants to break. And after it breaks this wall, I'd move it down a little further and I'll just keep trailing it. So it's basically like taking a simplicity trade, but just waiting for the LRE pullback and then managing it like a simplicity. Now you have to keep in mind the first LRE is the one that's going to run usually will run further than the second one. Because by the time you take a second one, the trend may be nearing an end. So it may not go as far, but sometimes it does. May get a pullback LRE at this level up here. See what happens. on this 910 level. $909, $910. I don't like that we had ODD on the 10 tick just now off this ZOI. But see if we get something strong off this level. The issue is, if it does pull up to this level, we had this mini magnet on the 30 tick kind of right here to the left, if you can see this dotted line. So it may hit this, bounce right in this area here, and continue up. But look, we might get a Lorex right here. Look at that. That Lorex won. Yeah, I'm not going to take this LRE. And that's only because I'm being very cautious right now since I'm up 45 ticks. It would have won. Look at that. It would have been a good one. You had absorption X, 43% OD. But you're kind of having to go through this ZOI and Darrow wall. So not the best one. Yeah. And usually, John, that happens a lot. I look at 30 tick targets a lot, and if price is moving the way it is this morning, it'll blow through so many OP on the 10 tick and just head straight for 30 tick order prints. In sharpshooter course, Daryl teaches that a lot. Going for those targets on the 30 tick. The strength of the entry most likely will head to the 30 tick order prints. He talks about that a lot. All right, yeah, I'm going to preserve my 45 ticks I made today, since that's only 5 ticks away from my normal target that I at least want to be at. Friday, I want to go into the weekend with a nice profitable day. So, yep, going to hold on to that and not take any more trades this morning. It's 9:12. It's getting pretty close anyways. So, yeah, that mini magnet to the left. If you look, let me pull up the 30 tick. Because, see, it's a standalone mini magnet. Even though it broke through, I've seen many times where, even though, because it's just right here to the left, and then on its way back up, it left the ZOI too. So in this case, it did come back down, but I've seen where many times it'll pull back here, start looking like it's going to come back down, and then hesitate right where a mini magnet to the left is, hesitate, and then, go up, or, obviously you can do anything, but it just makes it a little lesser of a probability. But it's not a exact, I wouldn't take it because of that. What I would prefer is if this pulled up right to where that was, instead of further up, right to where that was, and then go short from that. That would make me feel better. But since it pulled up above it, you just never know how strong that area is right there. Appreciate that, DT. The friendly reminder, daily reminder of hitting that like button. Trying to get as many people to watch this 25K challenge because, it helps Apex as well. More people watch and see how the order prints work and the system. And then obviously I do this, for all myself and also other people to get an insight of another perspective of reading all this. So just hope it helps everybody, including myself. Now we have ODD here. See, it came back down, ODD of 21%, big hill, little hill. So this is a good ODD that I'd be careful of going short against, because it came back down, pulled up, broke the ZOI by a little bit, 20, barely got further on 21%, the volume. And then the DR right here was high, big hill, little hill. So it's what I would think would happen now is it would either chop in this area or go ahead and bust through and go long. But I would hesitate to go much shorter. All right, y'all, I'm going to hop off of here. Thank you, John. Have a good weekend as well. Everybody have a great weekend. I hope you have a great day, a profitable day, and a great week. Remember that 10 a.m. high impact news if you're going to be trading further. So be cautious of that. And yeah, I'll see y'all Monday. Have a great day, everybody, and trade well.